Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. In this video, we're going to be doing chapter 18, verse 19. And Bhagwan Shri Krishna is continuing to talk about the modes of material nature. He really breaks down in the entire Gita, he really breaks down the modes of material nature. So, okay, so let's call out to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dear Bhagwan Shri Krishna, you've put so much effort into explaining the modes of material nature. Please help us understand the modes of material nature in different aspects as best as we can, in a way that we really absorb it, really understand it within us, and are really able to use that as a means to transcend all of these modes of material nature and come closer to you. Please intensify our attachment to you. Please give us bhakti. Please give us prem, Krishna prem. Please give us the motivation to get there. Please help us. I was reading Sachinandan Maharaj's book, Living Name, and he was talking about how it is impossible for us to break the shackles of Maya. He was giving this story. You might have heard the story. I'd heard this story, but the way he connected it was beautiful. The story is that an elephant, when an elephant is a child, it's tied by a small rope, a simple rope, and the child elephant the baby elephant can try to move and break that rope, but it can't break that rope. So it stops trying at some point. So even when the elephant is all grown up, and it can very easily break that rope, it still doesn't try when the rope is tied. It just believes that it's shackled. That's how we are. We cannot break those shackles of Maya. But then I think what he was saying is that we can actually not break the shackles of Maya. Not just that we think that we cannot break it, but we can actually not break it. And also that we're scared to break it, because what would we be without it, right? This is all we know. This is all we know. Like, we know that our worth comes from the money we have. We know that our worth comes from whatever so and so things, that possessions that we have, relationships that we have, or whatever. That is where. So what would we be without all of that? We don't even know how we would exist without that. So what he was saying is that these shackles are actually impossible to break, and the only way to break them is literally beg for mercy and ask Bhagwan Shri Krishna, please break them. And then Vaisheshika Prabhu yesterday said in his lecture, yesterday morning's lecture itself, that was amazing, that this one line that just really, really caught hold of me, and that was that um, we can ask, if we dare to, we can ask Bhagwan Shri Krishna, please forcibly remove all of my anarthas. Please forcibly remove all of my desires for enjoyment, sense enjoyment, and all of that. Please remove them. Like, I know I don't want to remove them because I'm scared, but I want to remove them. So please forcibly remove them from me. And he was saying, yeah, if you dare to do that, and let's do that. Let's all pray for that. Please remove, if you dare to, then forcibly remove all of my anarthas, forcibly remove all of my envy, forcibly remove all of my greed, forcibly remove all of this identification that I have with all of these external things, not just with the body. I mean, we identify with the body in a big way, right? But we identify with our intellect. So many of us. Raj Bihari Prabhu was talking about that we have multiple layers of identification. Annamaya Kosha is the identifying with the body. Oh, I am sick. I am not sick. My body is sick. The next level is pranamaya kosha, the life force. I am tired, I am sad. That's identifying. No, my mind is tired, my mind is sad. I am not tired. I am a pure loving soul. I am never tired. I am never sick. I am never any of these things. But the words we use, they absorb us. So no, my mind is tired. And then the third one I'm forgetting. The fourth one is vijnanamaya kosha, and that is something that all of us are. I mean, not all of us. Many of us really identify with this. I think this is one of the most difficult ones. I am intelligent, like I am that intelligence thing, identifying with the intellect. But the intellect is a gift from Bhagwan Shri Krishna. He says that in 15:15, Mattah Smritir Gyan Mattah Smritir Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sanniveshto. I'm living in everybody's heart. This is him saying I'm Paramatma. Mattah Smritirgyanam Apohanam Cha. I am the one giving memory. I am the one giving intelligence. I am the one giving forgetfulness. He is the one who is giving all of this to us. We don't have any intelligence in us, right? We don't have anything in us. It's all coming from him. So he's sitting in our hearts and he's giving us all of this. So yeah, but we identify with the intelligence, right? We identify with I am intelligent, I am this, I am that. Yeah. Anyway, so that is the fourth. So why did I get onto this topic of us identifying? Yeah, so when we say that I don't want to identify with any of these things anymore, it's scary, because then who am I? It's not easy. Who am I? If I'm not all of these things, who am I? But we can ask, we can beg Bhagwan Shri Krishna, please take away all of this material identifications from me, so that I can come closer to you and know my actual real spiritual identity. And so the chanting, that's where the chanting is important. And Sachinandan Maharaj was saying that the more we chant with, like, you should definitely read the living name. I mean, if there's one book in the world that you read apart from the Gita, that is this book. I think this book called The Living Name by Sachinandan Maharaj. I am completely in love with this book. It is so good. I read it before chanting, after chanting, whatever. I read it to help improve my chanting, and it is just so good. And I'm reading it again and again because I need to go deep. I need to learn it. I need to actually learn it. I need to be able to memorize it and remember all the words, so that they're a part of my DNA, so that they're part of my cells, so that it can just be pulled up at the right moment when I need to. It can just be there. It can be, the neurons are wired so deeply into my conscious brain that my subconscious also adopts it. That's the way. So I mean, this book is just out of this world. So yeah, he was saying that chanting is the way to remove all of this thing. And when we chant with presence, there are 5 chapters. The first chapter is presence. When we're chanting with full presence, then we bring ourselves into a position. We're aligning ourselves, putting ourselves into the proper position. What are we aligning? The body, the mind, and the heart. So we're sitting properly, sitting upright in a posture. We're thinking about the verse, about the words, about the mantra that we're saying. And we are bringing deep devotional feelings as much as we can. Real, like, Krishna, I belong to you. My dear Radha, my dear Krishna, please engage me into your service. I haven't been able to access this sentence yet. Please engage me in your service. I say it, but it's very mechanical. But there are things that he says in the books that I have been able to access, that you will be able to access as well. So yeah, so when we do that, that's when, and when we're literally begging Bhagwan Shri Krishna for his mercy, that's when he can break those shackles, those chains that are binding us. And so we can, so we can beg Bhagwan Shri Krishna to forcibly break those shackles, even though we're afraid of breaking those shackles. We can literally go at any level. We can speak to Bhagwan Shri Krishna in any way. We don't have to be there. There was somebody who was asking me, like, I still have envy and greed and all that in my heart. How do I even approach God? And I was like, this is precisely how to approach God. It's like asking, I am still sick. How can I go to the hospital? Arey Baba, you're going to the hospital so that you can be cured, right? So we go to the hospital, we come to God and we say, please cure me. These are huge things. These are not easy things. We are trying to get over our anger and greed and envy and all of these really bad things. The only way to do it is to beg Bhagwan Shri Krishna for it, is to come to Krishna and say, this is me. This is where I'm at right now. Please remove all of these things from me. It's not that we first heal ourselves and then we go to Bhagwan Shri Krishna and say, okay, I'm healed now. Now I'm yours. No. He heals us. He is the only one who can heal us. Okay, let us sing the verse together. Jnanam karma cha karta cha tridhaiva guna bhedatah prochyate guna sankhyane yathavat shrenu tanyapi. According to the three modes of material nature, there are three kinds of knowledge, action, and performer of action. Now, hear of them from me. So, the three modes of different material nature, there are three kinds of knowledge, three kinds of action, and three kinds of performer of action. This is what I understand from it. We'll understand in the future verses if that's my understanding is proper. So in the 14th chapter, there were three divisions of mode of material nature elaborately described. That goodness is illuminating, passion is materialistic, ignorance is laziness and indolence. Scary, I'm lazy. Modes of material nature, all modes of material nature are binding, including goodness one. And the 17th chapter, different types of worship in the different modes were described, and now there are different types of knowledge, workers, and work itself. He explains it a little bit more. He refers to the same chapters, chapter 14, introduction about these modes and how they bind the soul to the samsara of life and death. Okay, chapter 17, modes influence the different kinds of faith people have and their choice of foods and categories of sacrifice, charity, and penance. That's what he was talking about in chapter 17. Now the Lord will explain three types of knowledge, action, and doers. So I'm going to read the translation here because it's a little more direct. Knowledge, action, and the doer are declared to be of three kinds in the Sankhya philosophy. He says, Guna Sankhyane, Sankhyane. So, Guna means modes of material nature, Sankhyane, Sankhya philosophy. So, there are three kinds in the Sankhya philosophy distinguished according to the three modes of material nature. And listen, and I will explain their distinctions to you. So, the 14 and the 17 we've talked about. Now, Sankhya philosophy. Now he explains why Sankhya philosophy, because we're talking about Bhakti Yoga and Sankhya philosophy is all Brahman, right? It's merging with Brahman and all of that. So why is Bhagwan Shri Krishna talking about Sankhya philosophy here? So he explains that here. It's really beautiful. He says, amongst the 6 systems of thought, Sankhya philosophy is also called Purusha Prakriti Vad, is recognized as the authority in the matter of analysis of material nature. So specifically in the matter of analysis of material nature, this is considered to be authority. It considers the soul as the Purush, the Lord, and therefore recognizes that we are many Purushas, all of our souls are many Purushas. Prakriti is the material nature and includes all things made from it. So all of the things that we see around us. So the souls are the Purush, the Prakriti is the material nature. Sankhya states that the cause for misery is the desire for the Purush to enjoy Prakriti. So this is where, this is the same in Bhakti Yoga as well, that the cause for misery, this is there in 1522, yehi samsparsha jabhoga dukkha yonaya evate. All the things that are born of contact with the bhoga, with the enjoyments, with the happiness, the so-called happiness, they are sources of misery. This is 1522. So when this enjoying propensity subsides, then the Purush is released from the bondage of material nature and attains eternal beatitude. So this enjoyment propensity, when it goes away, then Purush is released, and so what kind of eternal beatitude? It merges with the Brahman. So the Sankhya does not acknowledge the existence of the Param Purush or the Supreme Lord. Now this is the most important thing right here. Hence, it is insufficient for knowledge of the absolute truth, right? Absolute truth is, Brahman is a part of the absolute truth, yes, but then there is Paramatma and there is Bhagwan as well. However, in the matter of knowledge about Prakriti, Sri Krishna refers to it as the authority. So right now he's talking about Prakriti, he's talking about the modes of material nature, and therefore he is referring to the Sankhya philosophy. Not because it is complete, not because Bhagwan Sri Krishna is talking about Bhakti all over the Gita, all over the place, everywhere. There's so much Bhakti in it. He's using the word Bhakti. It's amazing, right? It's all over. But right now he's mentioning Sankhya philosophy because he's talking about the modes of material nature, and that is the ultimate, that is the best in terms of, that is an authority in terms of the modes of material nature. So this helps explain it so much better. I really love this. Hope you loved it too. and wish you a day filled with lots and lots and lots and lots of Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prem, lots of spiritual growth in whatever direction you want. But Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prem is what I would recommend. I mean, what I would say. Okay. Sorry. Okay. 1819. Listen as I speak about the three kinds of knowledge, action, and existence of the doer in the three different modes of nature. This is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. Okay, so that's it for this verse. See you in the next verse, which wish you a very beautiful day filled with lots of spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.